Uh, okay.
Yeah, first. Damn it! I thought I was the first one here.
Ah, you fucking
Yay!
bastard. You clicking ass bastard.
Man, I don't know what that was, but I hope it doesn't happen again.
That shit happened to you, I feel like last week or couple weeks
did.
ago. Your
I think
computer.
the problem is that this computer cannot handle being in like standby mode and then just woke up and ready to go because it always tries and then it just fucks up. It needs to be restarted. It needs to come from death all the way up.
I think
Mine's
your
the
computer
opposite.
loves
If I turn
CM
it
Punk.
off, it's
Like
like that.
fucking CM Punk. I saw his
Fuck you.
stupid thin
Oh,
lips
now
on
I'm
the
the
homepage of
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, yeah. Fuck CM Punk. They were ganging up on me when they were ganging up on me when it was just the two of them and me. Fuck that shit. Now it's 2-on-1, Skylar. Fuck CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Fuck that shit.
Boomer City Indian style.
Yeah, I definitely like I can understand the appeal of having seen his run. Like
It's literally the reason I started watching wrestling again.
Gross.
I didn't get it. I wasn't there for it, so I can't. Like I was saying, I can't go back and watch it and like
Right, and have the
Yeah.
same feeling.
it wouldn't work.
Yeah, him and
I
Brock
think it's-
Lesnar coming back because it was
it's gonna
cool
be-
when Brock first came back.
It's gonna be really funny if he loses that fight in UFC
He's gonna.
Yeah.
Like,
because they're for sure like he's being fed that dude.
I
mean,
want it to just so he'll come back to wrestling. I feel like it'd be twice on fucking pay-per-view.
I think if he doesn't do something at All In, we're talking about all the shit we should be talking about on the thing, but I think if he doesn't go to All In, like that's dumb.
not even like I was fucking sitting
Yeah.
here when before you came back in and it was me and Sean and Skylar. I was sitting there like because I was trying not to talk about wrestling because
We tried to string Poison along as we could.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Sean.
Because I was like, man, we're gonna start talking about wrestling, and then we're gonna start talking about the shit we should be recording. And I was like, weather is a thing.
Oh man, I'm gonna try to keep it under control. I'm exceedingly high this week.
I can tell. You like just in your voice.
I'm
he's
misunderestimated.
medicated hard.
Oh, God, I gotta get it.
That's my
Get you
secret
some
captain.
juice.
That's my secret captain. I'm always high.
Nice to set it up, boys, by the way. Just FYI.
What's going on? Oh, okay. You're not talking to us. Other boys.
No, I'm talking to you guys. You're my
Oh,
boys.
shit.
Hockey
Oh,
boys.
Boys,
Should I hit record now?
Oh, yeah, shit.
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't set that
let's-
up. Hold on.
let's get the old
I
what
brought
you
two
call
drinks this week.
Getting my recording on.
I always drink my first drink within like 20 minutes. I'm so thirsty by the end. Now I got a water with
That was a
me.
judging it. Why would you be thirsty?
Oh shit.
All right. In recording.
This is gonna be a bumper edition here.
All right, is everybody recording? We do a little clapping.
Yeah.
Oh, I always forget to clap.
All right, on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Why do I always
That was nice.
That was a pretty good one, yeah.
Pretty good. We all
Nice.
got it.
That's so
Damn
Oh shit.
We got a joint roller, and
Got it.
so she likes to do the joint.
Oh jeez. Fuck the
And so it
joints.
gets out of hand. It gets out of
You guys feel like you Bob Marley or something? Ask her that next time. Who are you, Bob Marley? We ain't got to smoke these J's all the time.
It's so fun though.
It is. It is a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready
So-
whenever you boys are.
I guess I'm the one going this week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
chomping at the bit.
Yep, that's right. All right. Welcome back, everyone. It's another week of the shoot show. It's your boy Skylar, and then we got my fellow CM Punk fan, lover of hockey,
Ugh.
father, husband, lover of metal, Sean Rosenthal.
Hey-o! How's it going, Skylar and only Skylar? How's it going?
Glowing.
And then we got some schmucks named Totu.
I don't know who those guys
Oh,
are.
that's all fucking.
Anyway, so how do you feel about CM Punk winning the
fucking
trial?
general. Yeah, I'm gonna make a
Sean.
petition. Recount.
He dropped a pipe bomb, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I don't care about his pipe bomb.
And he sat Indian style while he was doing it. Like
In
he
Las
was
Vegas,
Oh,
too.
is that why you
Wow.
said something about Indian style, Ryan?
Yes. He was
Was I not
crisscross
catching your
applesauce. and we don't do that as grown-ass men. We don't go crisscross applesauce. We can't. I tore my
I
meniscus
always
last
say
year.
crisscross applesauce.
I'll
I'm gonna do it right
never-
now.
That's the least impressive
I'm sitting
injury
that way
story
right
I've
now.
ever heard.
Ugh.
Oh.
So yeah, that's here we are.
Hell of an intro. Skylar just taking the
Yeah.
opportunity to twist a
Sledge-
knife.
Yeah, sledgehammer through our good names.
I mean, you guys don't like CM Punk, so I don't think they were good to begin with. So I don't know.
Oh, is it really that much of a divider? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
This
know,
is gonna
but
break the gang up, guys. CM Punk's in Yoko right now.
This is our 10th and final episode.
11th episode is a grudge match.
I think Skylar said it right though. Like you had to have watched it. I had stopped watching for a long time, and the show that he did that pipe bomb at was in Vegas. So I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go, but I'll watch. Like whatever. I haven't watched in quite a while, and he drops this fucking promo. It just blew my mind, and everything from there on out was always Punk. It was always centered on Punk and what he was doing, and he turned everything upside down. And you kind of had to have been there for it to really get that feeling of like, holy shit, like he's dropping the bomb right now, and he just doesn't give a fuck.
ugh.
Thank
That's
you.
what I
See,
said.
mine would have just been filled with "fuck you guys." It was awesome. Go to hell.
That's what I say to
That
that
too.
thoughtful, very personal story that actually lends a lot of gravity to your feelings on CM Punk. I say, "Puh."
Fuck my feelings. Yeah, damn right. It's all right. It's allowed. I get it. I get the hate.
But
No, I do too. Exactly.
No, we're not here. We're not here to talk about your feelings.
Oh no.
We're here to
Fuck
bash at the beach. Damn it!
So bashing.
the bash at the beat, dude. I'm literally wearing a Tommy Bahama shirt right now.
Yeah.
And I own one. This was by chance. I honestly didn't say it doesn't fit me in any way, shape, or form. Like it physically fits me. Ideally, though, it does not. It says it's like a tie dye. It says Caribbean on the front. It's a black T-shirt, Caribbean on the front,
Huh.
but on the back it says "Life is better on the beach." And I disagree with that. I don't trust the beach at all. It's freaking scary.
I
My brother
trust the
got
beach,
stung
not a
on the
junkyard.
Dick by a jellyfish. Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Go under the boardwalk.
No, out in the open water. We were splashing around on our boogie boards and shit. We were having a great time, and then he just screams, clutching his crotch.
We
And
are
the-
off
yeah.
to a great.
Yeah, this is the shit
I'm
show.
sorry. Yeah, I don't know where that.
Well, no, why don't you do that?
Yeah, you know. Fuck. This is episode 10.
Yes. We
That's
made it,
uh,
guys.
Yeah,
We did it.
We're
That's an achievement, man.
It is.
I think so.
Yeah. We're gonna have a bashing old time tonight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is last week we were in July of 1999 with WWE. This week we are in July of 1999 with WCW.
That's a great comparison, man. Especially since we've seen WCW in 1996, and they were in their awkward teenage years. I hope that's what that was. And I think they've come a ways. I mean,
Yes.
they're not a woman yet, but they're not a girl anymore. That's for
Well,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess there's nowhere to go but up sometimes.
I think they were past the prime though. Like I think we went from like really young to like way too much. I
That
think
building
the
was
sweet
still
spot was like
fucking
98.
cool,
Yeah, but it was an enclosed building. That's a good start.
Yeah, true.
You
fans
added
that were
a
there were
roof.
Yeah,
though.
They had the weird logo though. The weird.
Yeah.
yeah.
This
yeah.
was after they went away from the Nitro that I came to love, the
Right.
orange and red color scheme, the Monday Nitro. and it just felt like home. And then they went to this weird. This is about the time. This was maybe a year away from Ready to Rumble, right?
Yeah.
It was like 2001.
Yeah.
I loved the movie, but it was the sign of.
too.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a great movie. I can't say.
yeah, Oliver Platt was great. We'll have to talk about that in the future.
We need an episode on that.
Watch the pay-per-view where fucking David Arquette and their pro.
Oh, it's on the list. It's on the list. It's Slamboree 2000. Trust me, I know it.
Of course it is.
I didn't have to look. I think if now that we've watched this, that we can all say that none of us have epilepsy because that intro.
Oh my god!
Was the most ridiculous chop cut, flashing light, screaming. It was insane.
The first time I saw the loop, it was like, all right, that's cool. And then the next 75 times that it flashed before my eyes, I wanted to die.
Yeah. By the time I'm reaching for the pen to write down what in the hell.
You've already seized out by then.
You already stuck your driver's license in your mouth so you wouldn't chew through your tongue.
we've got Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan here.
Yeah, if you make it through that epileptic intro, man, Heenan's shirt is a treat.
Wait, I forgot to say, unless you watch this, you can't listen to this episode unless you suffered through this like we did.
Yeah,
true.
No, it's worth the trip just for Heenan's shirt. Like,
yes,
you're not colorblind.
And
you're in for a
jeans.
treat.
Yeah, Mean Jeans too. Yeah. There's a great point in the beginning where they're talking and they're talking about the junkyard match, and Heenan asks Tony. He says, "Have you ever been to a junkyard?" And then Tony says, "Yeah." And Heenan goes, "I haven't."
That's what I wrote down. Bobby's killing it already.
So man, he doesn't always hit, but when he does, man, he's great.
You know what really grounded it in the 90s for me was when they cut to Mean Gene and he's standing out there on the ramp, and not only is he dressed like, you know, your dad at the picnic, but he's being shined by a laser, and I had forgot about lasers.
Multiple,
what a scandal they could cause. And like high schools would just shut down mid pep rally over a laser pointer. But I was getting increasingly angry at that thing dancing around. Don't you dare burn baby Mean Gene's eyes.
And
break your fingers.
He's got multiple assassins gunning for him.
What did Sweet Mean Gene ever do?
That 900 number's catching.
Yeah, he tried to get me to call that number again. God damn it!
Couldn't you see him being kind of harsh backstage? Like, where's my orange juice, you bitch?
Just no time.
I said no pope. I can see it maybe, but then we get to see Mike Tenay, another name that I forgot.
He hasn't aged a bit.
Out in the junkyard.
He was wearing. He looked exactly like my dad when we would go on vacation, and that was the nice clothes that Mom folded for him to go out to the seafood restaurant. Like that was him. That's how he dressed. The nice polo tucked into the khaki shorts.
I think he had to stay out there the whole time. There's no reason why he would have had to be there the whole time.
Right? They filmed the segment like a day ago, I'm sure.
And he wasn't even doing anything. He didn't even know who the fuck was in the match.
Yeah, no idea.
He did.
I tell you, there's going to be people here.
We
was keeping it secret.
I think I saw Jimmy Hart.
I lost track of everybody in that match. I don't know who was in it.
I wrote down everybody who was in it, but they're
That's not the first match, though, guys.
Yeah, no.
Let's take it at the top. Let's. What was that first one?
We got Ernest
Miller. Yes, with Sonny Ono again. This is the second time we've seen Sonny Ono coming down with somebody.
True. Just started off, yeah.
Fucking Ernest's song sounded just like a song from Mario 64.
What?
It would have been swimming.
It's a James Brown meaty.
I don't care. It sounded like cartoon cat music, and it fit his name, I guess. It immediately made me think cartoon cat, even if I didn't know he was called the cat.
I wrote the cat has the worst music ever.
It wasn't great.
Yes, this is Ernest Miller versus Disco Inferno.
Hell yeah.
How did that guy not fucking take off?
He did.
I mean, he supported that gimmick. I'll give him that.
No,
he was a television champion once, right? I think.
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
I think I remember that. But
sure. They
his
had so many
entrance,
titles.
his graphic that when they put him on that disco ball, when he's coming down, man, that was dreamy as hell, and I fell in love with Disco Inferno all over again.
Ernest Miller comes out and does a very long Muhammad Ali impression. Just pretty much his whole shtick.
Yes.
And then they have a dance contest.
Yeah, and I guess there was a stipulation for the match where, like, if someone lost, they couldn't dance anymore, and then they just said, "No, not
But it
anymore."
got taken away.
Thank
changed
God
their mind.
that they took that away, because I don't know what I would have done if one of them couldn't have danced anymore.
Yeah. and also, Disco Inferno literally has one move, so I don't really know how
But
much of a
he
dance
fucking
contest
does
it
it.
is.
But he did it well because he won that dance
made it-
contest.
He did.
I made a note here that the cat has no shoes on, and Skylar, that I know you hate that.
I do. I hated it when he would do
Yeah.
it on Velocity
Yeah.
too.
Why
Yeah,
do
it bugs me.
hate it when wrestlers don't wear shoes?
It's
I
just
don't-
weird.
It feels unsafe, and like I'm
Yeah,
just
and
focusing
gross.
on their feet, and like I don't want them to
Yeah.
get stepped on. Like it's I
I
can't
don't
do
want
it.
them to cut the guy with their toes, their toenails. It's just gross.
Rusev used to do it, and it drove me nuts.
Yes, thank you. We've got three. Three of us don't.
CM Punk.
We don't like
CM
CM
Like when you're watching pro wrestling, you just wouldn't expect that to be the thing. So, oh man, it's just so reckless of him. Like
It's mostly my own. I just don't want to see your feet. They're gross.
freaking 6
Put boots on.
suicidas per match.
I'll,
But
I'll never wear flip flops
God.
or sandals because I don't want to see my feet, so I don't want to see yours.
Kevin
all
Nash
it
wears
takes-
sandals though.
all it takes is needing to
Oh,
run
sweet,
in
sweet
flip flops
sandals.
once, and to know that's a bad decision. Run on asphalt with flip flops. The front part of the flip
Oh,
flops
they're
gets
gonna-
folded under.
They're gonna
Oh,
catch.
you're
Yeah,
done.
They're gonna catch.
Yeah, that's it.
Catch me. Yeah. That's one toe down.
I'm sorry, I got us on flip flops.
That's a big subject
Flip-flop.
for me, man. I'm sorry.
yeah,
But, we're both of these guys playing the heel here, like because I saw the heel from both sides.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
I'm not-
weird. Like Disco, like I guess he had a big crowd reaction.
I mean,
Multiple
They
nut
liked him.
shots. They just kept hitting nut shots, and that was I also wrote that they had to blur out a WWF sign. A sign said WWF bites, and they had to blur out the WWF, which I think
I thought
is like,
thought they blurred out bites.
whose
like-
fucking job is that?
I want
Tell
that
me
job.
more footage.
I mean,
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I was laughing about it. I think it'd be funny if there was somebody's job if they just went back through all the footage and blurred out Chris Benoit every time he had a match. It's just like a big
They
blur.
for a long time they didn't have anything of him ever on it. Like they would just
Yeah.
if it was his match on WCW, that match wouldn't be there, and it would just
Yep.
cut to the next match.
Man, that's terrible.
Yeah, he didn't exist for. It was a big deal that he was on the network. Honestly,
Yeah, I was surprised when I first saw him on there. I was like, oh,
that's how it was. Like the first time I'd seen him in a while when we watched that match.
They hit a Russian leg sweep in this match, and that's always one of those moves that I'm like, "What? I don't know why that would hurt necessarily because you both fall down." And I think that's great.
You don't see that move anymore.
Yeah,
When's the last time you saw a Russian
stupid.
leg sweep?
No, because it's stupid.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I could see it hurting. I could see it hurting with the right velocity.
I
Right,
guess,
Cole?
but it probably hurt you too. I mean, I don't. Good offense is like you fall down and I don't.
Well, the Miz's skull crushing finale, like that's very contingent on the fact that he pushes their face down first.
Right.
That's
Yeah, that's kind of I can see that.
Pushes their face down first.
Your face needs to hit before my face. Like that's
Hey, make sure you
crucial for this to work.
The big finish of this match builds up to the cat putting on a shoe.
Yes.
The shoe.
There's
Power of
something
that
in that shoe. I'm telling you.
He
There's
tries to
something
put he
about it.
tries to put it on the first time and he can't, so they have to redo the second time so he can get it on. And then he kicks him, and oh my god, that shoe! Dangerous
Something
shoe.
magical. Yeah.
You get a ruptured spleen from that.
And yep, Ernest gets the win.
And he goes on to have a legendary career.
dances his way.
I feel like they wrestle each other like all the time. Like that's all I could remember starting off Nitro was some form of Disco and Ernest Miller, and I feel like they've been fighting for decades.
They're still fighting.
Yeah, to this day. This day.
You can still hear 'em dancing.
On some nights when it's real clear, if you listen real hard, you can hear Disco Inferno and the Cat have one more match.
What was that, guys?
Oh, that's what was that?
Oh shit.
So the next match is Rick Steiner and Hammer, but they don't even announce. They just slam into footage of Van Hammer beating people up, and they don't explain what's happening. I was like, "What the
This
fuck?"
drove me
is
wild
this?
the whole night. Like they just start with a clip, and then they cut to another clip. Like what? What is this?
Yeah, I had to pause it for a second. I was going, "Did I miss something? Who is this guy?"
Yeah, I wrote, who's the guy in the cowboy jersey talking to Flair?
Yeah, and it happened to be him.
Yeah, and then it cut to just a long thing of Flair screaming about hardcore.
No more of that, guys.
He says, "Now you got hardcore. No more hardcore."
Not care for
Yeah.
hardcore.
Rick Steiner versus Van Hammer.
Yeah, Rick Steiner was deep in his S&M puppy dog phase.
EFG, yes.
I got a very sexual vibe from him, and I consider myself a staunch heterosexual.
I got a little chub. I'm not gonna lie. You know.
Wait,
wiggled.
Sean, I didn't say it was a positive vibe. I just said I was perceiving something.
Oh,
Too much.
I've said too much.
You come to terms with these things in your own life.
Got the chubs.
Rick Steiner.
You're right.
And
I got totally
edit from
aroused
here.
from moments.
And
I
edit
enjoyed
from
the
here.
giant steel dogs on his jacket.
Yes.
Well,
They-
moving to the other opponent, what the fuck was on Van Hammer's no peace? What? I don't handwritten.
He before
like
that
peace.
he had a gimmick where he was a hippie. After he got out of the flock, he had a gimmick where he was like a hippie and always doing peace signs and shit.
Oh. Well,
Oh,
that's
nice.
Look at Adam Rose.
Yeah.
He's actually had a decent career around some different places, but I didn't really know him too well.
He seemed like he was pretty legit in the ring, and he seemed like he had the physique that everyone would have wanted. But Van Hammer, who the fuck is that guy? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was telling you guys, he came to my parents' place of work in the 90s. It would be around this time, actually. They worked at a cable office in Texarkana, and he came in, and my mom's only takeaway from him is he was very tall. Mom, they
Duly
all
noted.
well, bless his heart.
But they got to meet Van Hammer and Mr. T in like the same week. It was
Oh, fuck yeah.
big time for
Yeah.
my family.
How could you? Why'd you hide Mr. T from us?
I was gonna say,
Not
you buried
mention
the
that
lead.
earlier.
Yeah.
Hey man, I
Should've
just like people to find out the coolest things about me. I'll tease them in with a little bit.
Yeah. I like how
Nice.
you're like you didn't want us to be your friend because we knew that you had met Mr. T.
I mean, yeah,
Right.
I gotta have freedom to separate the wheat from the chaff. But I think this was another heel versus heel kind of matchup. It was like, who do I root for? Do I just like the one? I guess the one that turns me on a little. Rick Steiner. Get my
Well,
cheer.
yeah, and even if Rick Steiner is saying nice stuff, he's still angrily screaming it at you.
You don't like me.
So my
me.
my favorite part was the end when Rick Steiner won by some sort of pinfall, I believe. At the very end, he says, "Yeah, don't come at me with that attitude. You could stick that up your butt."
Yes, I wrote exactly that. I wrote a ... butt. Don't you come at me with that bad attitude, because I'll stick it up your butt.
I had to
They
rewind it, and it got me every time.
I love that he, the discipline he showed there is impressive.
Did they use up their quota? I mean, Triple H was calling people motherfucker and stuff.
But you say ass? No. But
Yeah. At one point, they're discussing the junkyard match they're going to have later on, and Brain says that the whole state of Florida is a junkyard.
He really did.
He's
it's
not wrong.
but it's effective. But while you're in Fort Lauderdale in the year 1999, they think the world's going to end in 2000. So they've got nothing to lose. We're looking at like, early millennial purge territory kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's just poking the bear. I wouldn't do that in 1999 Fort Lauderdale. You fucking crazy.
This is Rick gets, I think it's either Rick or Hammer gets a 1 count, and Tony says, "Oh, it was a 1 count," and Bob said, "Well, even a 2 count wouldn't have helped him."
Yeah, that's a great line.
Another line that I really enjoyed.
There's someone fired tonight.
They were really great.
Rick Steiner
together.
got a great stomach bite in here.
What
Mm.
is the stomach bite?
Sexy.
Yeah, Van
Yeah, I
Hammer
missed
went
that
to
too.
pick him up and slam him, and while he had him up, Rick Steiner bit him in the stomach
Why?
because he's a dog.
That's a screwed up thing to do. That is not a visual thing. That's not something you do as a performance because it doesn't look like you're doing anything. You can't tell he's biting him on the belly. That was from Rick to Van Hammer. That was a little gift from him to him.
And then they do
Another
it.
good line where they're on the outside, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, you saw that. You had a good view." And he said, "You're standing right next to me. You had the same fucking view."
So it's followed up by a low blow and a kick to the dick, and the referee sees both of them and does not care at all.
Nope.
The rules on low blows were so back and forth in WCW. All the rules were really like if it was a Ric Flair match, there's going to be 16 low blows
At least.
But in another match, that's an instant disqualification. It was just all over the place. Usually, I remember that. Let's see. From there,
Yeah, so Rick
Rick
wins that match, and that was 3-minute long match, by the way, 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
yeah, I was trying to look and see if I wrote down how long that match was because I remember thinking it's like this is a kind of fun, comically short.
The fucking video package was longer than the match.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
This next match is exactly as long, 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
Wow.
Nice.
There's
I believe
way too much build up for this. This is David Flair versus Dean Malenko,
Oh,
and we're
David
having
Flair
shades
a
of
very
Midian
slappable
from last
fight.
week, where David Flair was just given this U.S. title belt by Rick. He has no offense. He can't do anything.
nothing. It was
And
horrid.
it's basically the story of this match is that David Flair is garbage and Dean Malenko knows he's fucked from the jump.
Yeah.
He did get jumps too.
But my big question was, why is David wearing lederhosen?
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Little tight vinyl, like patent leather tights. I don't know what it was. They're too shiny. Too shiny, David. Weird, bold move. Bold.
Yeah, reminded me of Lodi or whoever that guy was who was
Oh,
at the
God.
flock. He had the same
This
little
is-
get up.
We need to have like a flot corner. Like every week we talk about some random, like Lodi is random. He was probably that one that was like, this guy?
We better see a fucking Raven match soon, though. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Damn right.
That's
I
You know,
miss him.
he was on.
You know who
He's on the
David
we.
Flair looks like? He looks like Jake Paul. Like the YouTuber.
He does kind of.
Yeah.
He's got that
Yeah.
long
I don't know who that is.
sinus face. Well, like
Good,
you know those kind of
good.
people who always have their mouth just slightly open and like
That's
you know,
me.
like, their
Big rosy cheeks.
their
Mouth
lips are
open.
dry because they breathe out of their mouth a lot. Yeah, that's kind of the same face. David
Yes.
Flair. Yeah, I'd slap him.
Also, David Flair looks like his dad might have done some drinking.
Oh no, he's got a little fetal alcohol situation. Or is
Maybe
it
that's,
ice?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, how
Yeah,
you don't think that would affect him?
Is it
You
the
can affect
wait?
as a
Yeah,
man
wait a
to
minute.
he wasn't pregnant with David.
The mother. I totally ran with that. I was like, oh man, his eyes really far apart. I think your science is flawed, Tyler.
Take it back to the drawing board.
He had drunk sperm. Just running into shit on the internet.
I tell you, I bet he does.
That's an animated short that I would watch. Would be Ric Flair's drunk sperm.
I think the funny thing that I love the thing I always love about Flair is that like he's been through so much, but then they would do a thing where they'll ask him like, you know, what's your favorite plane ride? And he just like snap his finger. He's like 1986 I remember it like it was yesterday. And it's like he just has no problem ripping back into all those stories. Like the dude is awesome.
Man.
Because he loved wrestling so damn much. That 30 for 30 really made me be like, damn, Rick.
Yeah.
Should have retired a long time ago.
Too bad David Flair didn't get any of that charisma.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that match. Unsurprisingly, Dean Malenko loses to the 14 people that were kicking his ass.
I wrote best match of the night.
Whoa, whoa.
Tied for shortest, that's for sure.
I was being sarcastic in my own notes.
Well, that takes us into what's definitely is the best match of the night,
Oh, come
which
on.
is the No Limit Soldiers versus the West Texas
Mhm.
Rednecks.
Yeah.
Come on.
This is not the best.
I wrote Mr. Perfect
Amazing.
and some guys versus Ray Conan and some guys.
There you go.
Guys, I
The
want it to
amazing
be known
promo.
that rap is crap.
I like that Kurt Hennig has one singing glove,
Yeah.
one fancy tasseled glove that he would put on to sing.
Fucking 90s. The 90s
That's my
was so
singing
weird.
glove. That's my singing glove, baby.
I don't know why that tickled me just right. I could totally imagine him with a very serious, Kurt Hennig face. That's my singing glove.
Singing glove right there, girl. Don't touch that.
It was that nice shiny bright leather too. It was perfect. But I wrote down Kurt Hennig's one glove, that nice blue shirt, very blue, bright blue, royal blue, and he's just vaguely wet even when he's just performing, not wrestling. His hair is soaking wet.
You always gotta keep them Jerry curls wet.
He's not the greatest singer either.
No. And I mean, yeah. The whole
It's
match
catchy, though.
confusing, really.
This thing was a mess from start to finish. Yeah, I don't know who Swole is. I think maybe he won like a radio contest or something. He shouldn't have been in the ring.
Telling you,
But
he's been wrestling since 91.
The standout of this whole match to me is the guy that came out with them 4x4, who is the widest dude I've ever seen. I think he was two guys taped together.
That would explain it, because I don't understand how he was.
He looked like somebody in people in three-legged races aren't that wide.
He really did look like two individuals standing shoulder to shoulder.
It was unnatural how ridiculously wide that guy was. I mean, just the announcers couldn't get over it either.
Man, it was 1999. The steroids were a-flowing, and the money was a-flowing. It was Ted Turner money with 1999 steroids. People were huge.
Yeah, let's stitch two guys together.
Was that the same year? Oh Jesus, I'm sportsing out. The guy with the home run contest with Sosa.
Mark McGuire.
Mark McGuire. Wasn't that the same?
That was into 2000. I don't know.
Okay, well, still that counts. It was just steroids were everywhere, and this man, if that was natural, this 4x4 individual, we need to find this race of human.
I'm assuming he probably put out a record on No Limit, so I'll have to look that up.
It was pretty amazing. But one thing I did notice that this was like Conan. Like I had forgotten that this was like his thing. Like he comes out and does his little bowdy and rowdy thing. I had forgotten he had a whole like 45-second spiel.
Heenan had another great line where he asked Tony. He said, "You see how they dress?" He said, "You can avoid that by putting a light in your closet."
Yes. It was too good.
Perfect kind of like dad joke. Like, that's great.
Conan,
these
like he was sagged, but I think they were sewn like that. Like that's how they were just supposed to look. It looked like he had his regular pants pulled down below his like gym shorts, but the things that he was doing, flopping around, jumping around, and everything, those pants were firmly in place. They were sewed that way. That was an
had to be.
decision.
Oh, for
sure.
That was amazing.
This was a lot of good people in this match, other than a couple, but this was none of their finest moments.
Yeah, it was a shoot show, if you will. It was all over the place. Yeah.
Kendall Windham looked like Dale Gribble.
I thought he looked like Kevin Nash if Kevin Nash was balding, like an old Kevin Nash.
Rusty Shackelford. Conan did a really nice rolling lariat, and then he did a second one that was shitty, and he shouldn't have done it because it made me think of the first one and less than favorable after this second one.
Ruined it. Maskless Ray was just that baby face.
Yeah,
It
that was
weird
sad
seeing him
too.
talk.
Yeah.
He's a cutie.
He was a little bit.
He's a
Dare I
he's a
say-
little cherub.
Dare I say he has a tiny fucking face.
Oh
So tiny.
no!
I know.
You
I
had to
know.
put him on the list.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think
He's
If you
a
guys are going to hate
Pequeño-
CM Punk, then yeah, he's got to go on the list.
yeah,
He's a
yeah.
pequeño faced hombre.
Perfecto.
PFH.
Kenyo Kara. That's it. Oh no, him and Liv Tyler. I think CM Punk's also got a tiny face, so there's 3 on that list now.
Oh, you
Nice.
say his eyes are very wide apart. You take that.
Like
It's
a
the lips.
catfish.
It's the lips.
But
Just
oh,
after-
yeah,
Rapper's
after-
crap.
hold on. There
Yeah,
is
Rapper's
one
crap.
thing that I would like
Oh.
to point out about this match. At an hour and 15 minutes, Ray and Swole are at their respective corners, just on the other side of the turnbuckle from one another. And I don't know if Ray starts to go for a high five and there was a miscommunication, but they both hesitated with both mid high five action. And then Ray just starts to play it off by banging on the turnbuckle. And
Nice.
I was like, oh,
Ray
damn
for
it,
the
Ray.
win.
But that wasn't the only time. He is just bad at handshakes. And let's see, just at the very end of the match, he misses 2 of them, 2 handshakes, same end of the match. I if you were on the fence about watching this event, that is the most pulse pounding detail.
Yeah, watch for the missed handshakes.
The awkwardness.
I love how you timed it, wrote down the times, and how many handshakes he missed.
There was
Really
3
great,
total,
chop
3 missed handshakes.
Too many, let's be honest.
I mean, you're a
There's no reason
professional.
to miss a handshake.
At this
Yeah.
level, you should not be missing.
Yeah. For that old, you should not be. And, yeah.
I hope he was fine.
Yeah, I miss maybe one a year.
But yeah, the end of that match, Ray he climbs upon the broad shoulders of Swole, the local competitor, I assume. I'd never heard of him before, but he was indeed Swole, so he worked for this move. Ray climbs to his shoulders and just kind of falls off into a splash onto Kurt Hennig for a pinfall.
Straight
called it-
down.
I called it a Jesus body.
It was. He did kind
Yeah.
of Cristo all the way down.
Yeah.
That's not, that's Brazilian, Ray. Get your nationality straight.
And it's strange because the No Limit Soldiers win, and then there's a tiny little bit of them celebrating, and then they just show a long clip of them walking in, and then they just cut to some other shit.
Yeah, it was
That's
just
what happened. I thought
Yeah.
I thought that was me. Because I'd been rewinding a bunch, like watching little pieces that like stuck out. I was like, did I just buffer into some other shit? I'm glad someone else saw that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if something was happening in the ring that they just didn't want to show, I don't know why they showed a really long clip of their entrance,
Some
and
stuff
that
was-
led us into, oh my goodness, you guys, the high point of the night,
here it is.
Oh man!
the
Oh,
junkyard match.
the junkyard match.
Uh,
The most unnecessary match. Like
Let
second
me,
time.
let me run down the people that we had. Ciclope, who's a luchador.
Sure.
See,
Of
okay.
course. Yep.
Jerry Flynn.
Oh
who's
yeah.
not Jerry Lynn. Yeah, not Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, I got
Johnny
excited.
Grunge from Public Enemy, who this is their Public Enemy's first time back from having left WWE.
Yep.
Hack.
And why
who
did
was the
they leave?
Sandman. Because they got the fucking shit kicked out of them.
Damn right.
Couldn't forget that part.
This Hack, who is the Sandman.
Wait, his name was
Horace
Hack?
fucking Hogan. His name was Hack. Yeah,
What the
HAK.
fuck?
Yeah. They couldn't use Sandman. Every time they said hack, I was like, who the fuck? Oh, that's right.
Weird.
Horace Hogan, It was
Okay.
is Hulk
Nephew.
Hogan's nephew, but I think it's funny he also wrestled as Horace Boulder, and he wrestled in ECW under the name Dead.
Just
Ooh,
Pretentious
edgy.
sounding crap. Yeah, that sounds like Edgar Allan Poe's name in a video game.
We can't love on Raven
gamer
and
tag.
then talk shit about that guy because that guy.
True.
And then Brian Knobs, who was one of the nasty boys.
He legitimately
Morris.
grosses me out.
He is.
I don't know what it is about
Yeah,
Brian Knobs. He is nasty.
He's a nasty boy, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a nasty boy. He's one of Hogan's brothers, brother.
that's right, brother.
Even the booty man.
Hugh Morris is in there, who is Bill DeMott, who's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Enjoyed him though before we found out he was
yeah.
a piece of shit.
Also, there's La Parka. Who,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, La Parka is in his unlockable blue Brawny Man variant costume.
Dude, he's definitely wearing some DLC clothes,
Yeah,
man.
that's a Loot Crate exclusive.
It's when someone goes and messes with the Luchadors outfits on 2K18.
Wasn't it like a flannel? Like I only saw him
It
a
was
couple
flannel.
times.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
He was dressed for the junkyard.
Lord Steven Regal was also in the match.
Yes.
I only got glimpses of him.
Rocco Rock,
Yeah,
who's
there
the
were
other
too many.
half of Public Enemy.
Right.
Yeah.
Silver King, of course, you guys all know Silver King.
Yes. Whoa, dogs.
The dogs like Silver King.
Calm
Yeah,
down.
the dogs really responded to Silver King.
David Taylor was in the match, who I don't even know the fuck that is. Mikey Whipwreck, who is an ECW legend. And Fit Finley
Hey, the one name I recognize,
is as tough as they come
other than William Regal and freaking La Parka.
and is a nasty Irish fuck. And
He
fucking, here we go again with the goddamn helicopter.
Dude, I wrote down helicopter shots. They are obsessed with it. They had nothing. They maybe
Terrible.
I guess they kind of set the scene a little bit. We can see the shape of the surrounding, the map that they're on. But
Maybe I guess this time it gave him light too. Like
Yeah,
like it was
maybe.
adding
At least it
spotlight on
wasn't
him, but
full of cars honking their horns and flashing their lights, like fully
True.
loaded. Man, but did you guys have any standout moments from the melee?
That big explosion at the end.
yeah,
like-
that was one for me too.
Tony was asking Bobby. He was saying, "Could you pick a favorite?" And Bobby said he liked the one with the white bumper.
He's unstoppable. Oh man, there's a few I'd like to point out.
Yes, please.
At an hour and 13 minutes and 40 seconds,
Missed handshake.
Jerry
Yeah,
Flynn grabs some freaking live power cable of some kind and has it in his hand, and he climbs up. And I'm not sure who was on top of the car, but he rams it into the car, I guess to electrocute him, and nothing happens, and he kind of dramatically pulls it back, and then it goes back into it, and then whoever was supposed to fire off the sparks does, and it explodes. Pow! Lights and smoke, and everybody reacts. Then that was a
Sometimes
great
it takes the current some time to get to the end of the wire, Ryan.
You gotta hit it just right.
Mhm.
Electricity
You're not an
moves in
electrician,
mysterious
you're an
ways.
electrician.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah, I never claimed to understand the ins and outs of currents.
That's true. He didn't.
There was a lot of denim in this match. A
There
lot of
was.
blue jeans, a lot of denim vests.
Yeah.
It was the
jackets.
90s.
I guess so. A lot of
And
denim
some
in general.
Brian Knobs just look like it's his day off. I'm not sure. Oh man, speaking of Brian Knobs, this was my standout what the hell just happened moment of the entire program. It was at an hour and 21 minutes. If you're listening, go to that point and just start watching. Just jump in, and you see. I believe it was Brian Knobs starts off with this huge tire. It's like the tube from the inside of a large tire. Heenan refers to it as the largest donut in the world. He goes over to Dave
Yes.
Taylor, just strikes him about the head and shoulders with it, and then stuffs it over him like a Goofy cartoon. Just stuffs it over his shoulder so his arms are trapped, and he's just beating him in the face. So he goes over a little bit closer to a stack of cars. La Parka, out of nowhere, starts attacking him, and to only be saved by
Johnny Grunge comes in and he throws a car seat at La Parka. Not a car seat like a baby car seat, like an actual seat of a car.
Yeah,
Throws
a car's seat
at La Parka, and instantly Brian Knobbs just punches him in the face. Like, and after that punch, they look at the camera and sort of stumble away, and the camera cuts away. Like they stop attacking each other after that little escapade.
They're like, okay, that's good enough.
And the camera cuts away, and I was like, this is my pay-per-view.
One of my favorites is when they were going with Rocco and someone else. They were trying to get over the fence, and so they're like struggling to get over. And then they're like, "All right, well, let's go back to the action." And everyone's just fighting. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
It was a lot of people just walking people from thing to thing.
Yeah, and even I think Brain was like, "Well, they're fighting for some reason. I don't know. Like, why were they fighting? What? Go to the fucking fence."
Yes, yeah. At the end, just at the very end, then Fit Finley just was like, "Oh fuck it," and just wandered down there by himself and climbed over with nobody trying to stop him. And Fit Finley wins.
That's right.
It's a mess. We gave it way more discussion than I think it warranted.
Yeah, well,
No way.
it was a spectacle for sure.
It was hard to keep track of things.
Yeah,
like who was hitting who. Like the whole Brian Knobbs thing with La Parka and Johnny Grunge.
Even Brain said, like, I think he said like 4 or 5 times, like, let's not even commentate, huh, Tony? Let's just not commentate because there's too much going on. Like, he didn't even want to participate in it.
It was better than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
All I saw,
So
I remember Hugh Morris missed like every jumping attack he went for. He kept trying to jump. He put somebody in the car, and then they'd always move out of the way every time. That shit probably hurt too. Yeah, that's it. Put a bow on it. Next up. Yep. Next up, we got the Jersey Triad versus Saturn and Benoit.
Yeah.
This
By far
right
best
here,
match.
100%. This is my favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
The Jersey Triad is DDP, Canyon, and Bam Bam Bigelow, who is what a fantastic group.
I have a question for you guys. Who is better than Canyon?
Nobody better than Canyon.
I didn't even know. I was not familiar with Canyon going into this.
He was my second action figure.
He was great. What was his other character? Like, didn't he have an alter ego or something? Like Mundo Mortis? Yeah. Yeah. It was neat.
Yeah, I liked him. Only 2 of these guys are still alive, and who would have thought one of them would have been Saturn?
Right?
Damn, he almost died though.
Yeah, he's getting close.
Been like stabbed and shit.
Yeah.
I'm saying, who would have thought he'd be still going strong?
For real.
Him and DDP, because DDP got that yoga going.
Yeah, he'll live forever. But what drove me crazy was their catchphrase. The bada boom, bada bing, bada bang.
Bada bang.
It was rough.
I don't love it.
This was a handicap match, and it was nuts from start to finish.
I didn't realize it was a handicap match till halfway through it.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, wait, wasn't Canyon just in the match?
That's what I did. I was like, all right, DDP's in this match. And then he wasn't he was like ringside. He wasn't standing on the apron. I was like, oh man, I actually scratched out DDP's name in my notes. And it was just Canyon and Bam Bam. And then DDP takes a tag. And I'm like, oh shit, well, hold on.
Yeah, because he kept hopping up on the apron and then hopping back down without doing anything. So I was like, what's going on, man?
And yeah, this was Saturn before he got relegated to the dress. Or was this after the dress?
That was in WWE, I believe.
Oh yeah, that was okay. Yeah, my timeline's all messed up because that was a Jericho angle. It was that was tied to him. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation. But Saturn, I had forgotten how much I enjoyed watching him wrestle. Like it had been all I could think of when I thought of Saturn was the WWE run, and he didn't get to do much at all. WCW, man, teaming with Benoit, they were fantastic.
They were killing it here. Yeah, there was a lot of great sequences of moves to set up other moves to just, you just constantly going, holy shit, holy on to the next thing. Like, this was a great match.
Yeah, they worked
Yeah, it
really
was.
well together. And Benoit with those snap suplexes.
Oh, still
But-
so crisp.
It seems like it just snatches just like it would. If your back needed to pop, it would definitely pop if he threw a snap suplex on you.
Saturn.
He
Oh,
did
go
that
ahead.
same. He did that same Lion Tamer kind of Walls of Jericho, Boston Crab as he did in Hog Wild. So
Yeah.
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 3 or so years later, he's still using that mid match. I thought that was pretty cool.
It's a good move.
Yeah, it looks like it hurts like hell. Just stacking you up on your neck and bending your legs back. Oh God.
Dude,
They
the
did
Walls
it
of Jericho
funny.
fucking hurts.
That's the voice of experience right there, boys.
Yeah,
It is.
all
It
little
fucking
brothers
hurts.
have been like put in the walls of Jericho, or at least just a regular ball.
Dude,
I had
make
this
it to
friend
the
that hit
ropes.
puberty before me, and he would just like beat the shit out of me on the trampoline, and like he was like mini Chris Benoit. Like he was fucking. He would do chops and shit. It was brutal,
Oh,
but it was fun.
Bam Bam has a better stalling suplex than Lashley. I'm gonna say it right now.
Oh shit.
Bam Bam was awesome. He was one of my favorites. He was
He
a
is.
big dude that moved like a little dude.
Yeah.
He surprised me with his swiftness.
His twisting moonsaults that he would do and stuff. Saturn and Benoit hit a funny double snot rocket on
Oh
Canyon.
God, that was
Yes.
so gross.
Where did that come from? Like that, what a random like some teamwork.
Oh, that kind of stuff right there is what, like, I could see me, like, in my fantasies, I could see me being thrown off a ladder through a table, or I could see, having a
What?
blade and oh, my blood, or the things that it takes to be a pro wrestler. But if they were to tell me, Ryan, okay, so these two guys are gonna blow both nostrils of snot onto your body in the middle
Yeah.
of this match, I was
You
like,
close your eyes, it's definitely going to be snot.
this is too much.
Yeah,
It's gonna do it for me.
we swear
I quit
it's
right now.
Ask for my release.
not.
Get future endeavored over some snot.
Canyon asks the ref what time it is, and then when the ref goes to ask what time, like how long the match is going, Canyon kicks Saturn in the nuts.
Yeah, that was great.
Classic Canyon.
What a funny spot that was.
This was the slowest counting referee I've ever seen in my life. Did you guys notice that? He was the slowest 3 count.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, I did. I was getting heated.
I noticed there was a beach ball in the crowd, and everybody was paying attention to that.
Hey man,
Those
that
assholes.
was
Another-
pretty fun.
Another thing about the ref, Brain would always call out, like, "Oh, the ref was in position for the 1, 2, 3." Like, what did he have to be in a position to do that? What is
You get down there?
Yeah, like I didn't get
That's
that.
it.
Yeah, so after this is a 23-minute match, but I thought it was a really good match, and
Yeah.
eventually the numbers went out,
Yeah.
and the Jersey Triad wins.
Another dirty finish. Was it slid a trash can into the ring?
Yeah.
No, they love to
Spooked
throw
him on the
powder.
head.
That's what they
It
do.
was powder and a trash can.
Oh well, yeah. There were a few sequences that really
Oh, yeah, the
sped
trash-
up. There was
Yes.
the
the powder,
powder
caused,
into a
DDP to Diamond Cut Canyon.
yeah.
Yeah. Just like the last pay per view with Booker T and whoever he was facing, they both got powdered. DDP got powdered too. by
Yeah, you're right.
Whoever.
You're right.
Yeah, it's like pepper spraying in a car. Like everybody's gonna get some if you just toss powder.
But I
into
love
a
how
cluster
it
of
hurts
people.
one of them, but DDP was like, ah.
He just took it.
That's the worst of it. But from that wrestling match, then we go to a boxing match.
Yeah, I guess it's a boxing match. If you
This
could-
I-
was a mess. Oh my god.
That
Man.
referee, was that the referee from Celebrity Deathmatch?
yes,
Yeah, Mills Lane.
Fuck yeah.
and he
Fuck yeah.
also had a
I knew I
daytime
recognized
court
his voice.
TV show. He was
Yeah.
a TV
That's
judge as
weird.
well.
Well,
Hmm.
yeah, and this was right around obviously when the show was popular because they introduce him as judge. He comes out in the judge robe and shit.
Oh man, I encourage everyone to look up the theme song of Judge Mills Lane's show. It's the most not. It was like the most. Somebody forgot that they were supposed to make a theme song for the show because it's just he's America's judge. We love the judge. He's
I mean,
America's judge.
They're not wrong.
It's really great. It sounds like a
Oh,
car commercial.
That's the
I
guy
love
who remembers that he had to do that like in the elevator on
Yeah.
his way. Oh shit!
just repeat it a couple times. Say his name. But we're done. We're done. That's great. But yeah, this was a weird situation. I don't know the build up to it. Let's see. Buff had a pinfall victory over Flair a few weeks ago, and for some reason from there, he's got a box Roddy Piper. What did I miss between there?
Buff Bagwell and Roddy Piper in a boxing match.
Just because.
I didn't pop as much for Mills Lane as I did for Judy Bagwell.
No,
No,
right.
for real. I wrote the legendary Judy.
Yes, former tag team champion.
Oh no! Before there was
Fucking
Nicholas,
Judy.
there was Judy Bagwell.
She was tag team champs with Rick Steiner, which is amazing.
That's weird. You
Yeah.
think she would have calmed him down a little?
Piper was looking full on like Domaniac from It's Always Sunny here.
Then
Does-
Piper, I love Roddy Piper, but in this he showed that he at times does have Dean Ambrose punches,
The
and that
worst
hurt
Oh, yeah.
feelings. They were the most awful little underhanded, open palm kind of side punches I've ever seen.
Slap punches.
It was
terrible.
almost worse than Dean Ambrose punches, and
Terrible.
that's bad.
Does Piper hold the record for most boxing fights in a wrestling pay-per-view?
I would think so. That's 2, right?
Yeah. Fun. Mr. T also.
But then partway through this, it just falls apart. Like Judy Bagwell can't keep her damn hands to herself.
Well, I
And
think
thank
there.
God for her.
It's funny that during the in between the rounds, Judy Bagwell is tending to Buff with a bone dry sponge.
Both of
She's
them were
just
doing that.
tapping to him. Like, how is that going to help?
Oh shit.
And yeah, apparently Ric Flair takes a little squeezy bottle and squirts kerosene on Buff Bagwell's.
Was it kerosene?
I don't know what
Yeah,
the hell.
whatever it was.
I wrote some pepper spray type shit.
Put acetone on his
Alcohol, yeah.
whatever it is, it got in Buff Bagwell's eyes, and Buff can't see too well. So he's just getting his ass kicked by Roddy Piper and his odd little fairy punches.
Yeah, and they tried so hard to sell this thing of like, oh, Buff has no chance against Rowdy. And it's like, man, I love Rowdy, but if Buff was cut as
He
shit.
was a big dude. He could
And
have.
That doesn't
Roddy
mean
looked-
anything.
Dude, Rowdy looked like if you woke your dad up in the middle of the night.
He needs those
Okay, you're
kind of
right.
baggy briefs, like the tidy whities that aren't so tidy no more.
I do believe Piper would win in a street fight though, because Piper was raised on the streets.
Not anymore.
Yeah, he'd
but-
shank him for sure.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I'd put the money on Rowdy. He's got no morals.
Does he have the sunglasses on? Yeah, can you
Right.
see?
Bagwell loves his mom a lot. He wouldn't do anything harmful.
Well, and Judy loves her son, as we see with the finish of this match, which made me understand why they kept bringing up Tyson Holyfield, which was 3 years ago from this thing, because Judy Bagwell gets in and bites Roddy on the ear.
Yeah, she does. That vicious animal.
That's
Damn
wild.
it.
I feel like did they do this whole thing just to try and set up the fucking Tyson
Yes.
Holyfield angle?
Yes.
Fuck. It was
Mills
so
Lane.
bad.
Did
Mike
they fight in
Deere, the whole
WCW
thing.
or something?
So bad.
Wait, did they fight in WCW?
No.
Something? What's going on?
Uh-uh.
Or did they fight again? Or
No, this is just in
No,
in '96. This is when Tyson bit Holyfield's ear.
Yeah.
This is 3 years later, and they're still bringing it up. That's why,
okay,
yeah.
okay. I thought maybe they were setting up for something in the future.
Well, they kept bringing it up, and I was like, why do they keep mentioning that when it was so long ago? And well, here's why:
Hmm.
because they were going to try to do their own version of it,
Funny.
and for some reason, because of that, Buff wins.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
thought
what
I
the
would,
hell
yeah, it
But
turned
yeah.
from a boxing match to a wrestling match.
He hit
Yeah,
a
what do you
very
do?
sloppy blockbuster, and then
I didn't want to
apparently-
rewind it. I
Why
was like,
did you
moving
do that?
forward.
Yeah, Mills Lane does a weird count. He doesn't even hit the mat. He just does a
Nope.
boxing version of a wrestling count. Like, 1, 2, hey, and then I guess that's
That's how you win a boxing match.
That's how you win a boxing / wrestling.
That's how you win a boxing match, boys. And so here we are.
Oh man, the main event.
We made
I
it.
literally stopped caring by the time we got to this.
Yeah, I was so worn out. I was like,
This
Once I
is the
saw it
answer
was
to
a
the
Wolfpack
question.
Sting, I was like, fuck this.
What happens when you wish a Slim Jim to life?
Oh man, this was some full octane Macho Man. This was like in his
Final
kind of-
form Macho Man.
Macho
he had
Man.
eaten enough
Yes,
civilians
there
to
you go.
become this Macho Man.
He's Macho Man and Sid Vicious versus Kevin Nash and Sting. This is actually a tag team match for the world title, which is as
So
dumb as it
everybody.
sounds.
it's like a tag team fatal 4-way. It was
It's
really.
Dumb as it's
Was-
hot.
Yeah,
Was
Tony
Sting's
Schiavone-
entire career just people wanting him and him being like, no, I'm a loner.
I'm gonna go hide in the rafters for a year.
Not
It
this
seemed like
time,
everything with him, it was Sting, join us. No, join us. And he's just like, fuck all of you.
Well, he did join up with the Wolfpack.
I'll never come to WWE.
Yeah, he did. I loved Wolfpack Sting. That paint
But
was
even
badass.
Tony Schiavone couldn't explain this match. Like he tried to, and he was just like, he was like, so Macho Man can pin and become the world champion. Sid Vicious can pin the world champion, and Sting can pin him and become the world champion. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, it's also a tag team. And he's like, we'll just have to see what happens. I was like, okay, Tony, you don't even know what
I had to rewind that explanation a good 3 times to make sure I heard that correctly.
he lost track a few times himself.
Randy Savage comes out with Medusa, Miss Madness, and the lovely Gorgeous George.
It was too many women.
Gorgeous
real.
fucking George, who has the fakest black eye.
Big old
Yeah, I was
shiner.
wondering if that was. I was like, is her
Fakest.
makeup just dark? Or?
Yeah, they did not use enough black.
But apparently they were working up the angle that it's implied. I don't know if they came out and said it that Macho Man may have taken out some aggression on Miss Miss George, and she was seeking sanctuary with Kevin Nash.
Well, in the lead up promo, they had shown that Kevin Nash had tried to win her in a wrestling match, and then I
72
guess
hours.
when he lost the match, or the match kind of just turned into a crazy fight, then he just like picked her up and tased his way out of there.
It was like he was like King Kong or something.
He tased like
this woman
19
away.
people.
He took a woman and just
And then-
just blazed a trail through
and then-
human
Yeah.
beings.
And then as he's jamming her and
Tori Wilson.
Corey Wilson into a limo, then they cut to Sting looking at them through the rearview mirror or the side mirror. Like Sting looking at him like a sad dad. Fucking why?
He was
I
a peeping
respect you,
tom
but
at
not
that
your
moment.
decisions.
Yes.
Super creeper.
Like a disappointed dad. That's how Sting always looked on just the madness on the rafters. The NWO would be down there just talking. He's just up there like so much
Yes.
potential.
Sting's up there like I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
But I will not help you.
When they spray painted the title with NWO, I wish you would respect your things.
Yeah. You broke it. Now you got to keep it. So yeah, Sid Vicious sometimes chews invisible gum.
Man, he was chewing vigorously
Put it
too.
on his tongue.
The same brand that Dean Ambrose chews, I think.
Oh my god.
Invisible gum.
At least Sid Vicious doesn't look as goofy all the time.
How thick is Macho Man here? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Dude, he
dense.
could not wipe his own butt, that's for
So
sure.
thick.
He's yoked.
He's
That's
so-
why he has 3 women.
Gonna need you to come around back and give me a little bit of a clean.
Cleaning.
Wet wipe.
gonna stick the toilet paper to the wall and back into it.
Come on, Sean, let's hear your Macho Man.
Oh, I don't think I can do a good one.
Oh, he nailed it.
Got you for 3 minutes.
Oh, you would go to the Spider-Man quote for a mantra. Bonesaw is ready.
That's my favorite Macho Man quote.
That was a really good one.
But did anybody else notice that Kevin Nash's lettering on his little outfit was a little shoddy? It looked like it was cut out by Fiskars and by hand.
It looked like the same one who did Van Hammer's.
Yeah, it looked very handmade. And well, Buff Bagwell also had his like him and his mom had airbrush jobs on all their
Ugh.
stuff.
Yeah,
Like-
that's the classic question marks again.
Between them and Midian, dude, airbrush shops in the mall in the 90s were popping.
Yes, we
Just
need
from-
that's
It was $1 billion business.
that's a T-shirt
So-
that we need to do for the show. Is like classic question marks.
Spray. Airbrushed on.
But this match was it was I mean it was a match. I enjoyed
guess.
Sting, and especially it took a while to speed up. It was kind of just color by numbers at first, and then once it was once everything started to fall apart towards the end of the match. I think I wrote it down. Oh, actually, I may not have written down the part that I'm talking about, but I did write down at 2 hours, 37 minutes. Sting is collecting himself on the outside of the ring, and Medusa and Miss Madness cannot figure out what they want to. They know they want to hurt Sting. They
Yes.
don't know how. But they just kind of huddle around him.
Circle around him menacingly.
Medusa takes 2 or 3 steps past Sting, thinks better of it, comes back behind him near Miss Madness. And then by now Sting is just on his feet, so they kind of push him. And Steve Borden, the saint that he is, gives it to him, and he kind of falls into the turnbuckle but catches himself, but looks back like, are you fucking kidding me? What was that?
Well, he gets his revenge later on when he claps their heads together.
Yes, like
That was
like the Three Stooges. It was perfect. And it looked like they really did connect.
So, and then Gorgeous George gets in and goes to hit Kevin Nash in the nuts, but literally, like, he doesn't even feel it.
He
So she
she hits him in the butt. It was a 6 to 12 upward hammer fist. If she would have hit him hard enough, it would have dislocated her elbow.
and torn
came
both
up.
of his quads.
Yeah. She came up into maybe cornhole territory. I think Kevin Nash more got cornhole than he did
Well,
get low
she
blow.
hit him and then she had to walk off and then come back and then hit him again, and that's the one that he actually sold. But it
I
took her
think-
2 tries.
I think he got the first one because I watched that little clip a couple times. He felt the first one, but he was like, "Was that it?" And he just kind of stopped doing what he was doing and
Huh?
kind of reacting. But then
This
she
is-
came back for the second one. He was like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
That's usually what he says when somebody hits him in the butt. Is that it?
Oh.
There was
I'm not saying
somebody,
anything about Kevin Nash. He's still alive.
somebody had a sign in the crowd that said "Sid blows goats," and I would have been worried to have had Sid seen that. Sid seemed like a crazy dude.
For real.
It's succinct. It's short enough that you can make it really big on a sign.
And that he could
yeah,
read it from where he was,
Yeah,
which is the dangerous part.
If there ever was a wrestler that I would feel like would completely, go off script, just stop the match and walk out into the ring or out into the audience and grab a person by their face, I feel
Yes.
like it would be.
Yes,
It would
put-
be.
Put one hand
Mine's
on your,
Scott Steiner. I believe
One
Scott
hand-
Steiner would do that.
one hand on your pants and one hand on your stomach and rip you in half.
He is.
Yeah.
He's larger. He's one of those that is larger than he even looks on TV.
And Savage hits a pretty low elbow and wins the world title.
Oh yeah, that was shocking to me that I completely
Ye-
forgot about it.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I was like, wow.
it's great that Savage won the world title, but the sad part about it is that he loses it the very next night
I thought about
Oh,
watching the next night
to
just
a
to see much-
returning Hulk Hogan.
Of course,
Dude, I
Of
might have to go back and
course.
watch Nitro the night
Right.
after.
I was
It
thinking
is,
about it.
Nash interferes in the match, and Hogan, a returning Hogan. So every time Savage tries to do anything, Hogan's always there.
Damn
Like,
that Hulk Hogan.
just another reason to hate you, brother.
But I mean, this as good as the ending was, it was great to see Savage win, and then literally this thing ended so abruptly. I didn't know what I thought it was like clipping out. It was just over in an instant.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I didn't remember
Like
the
something
kind of,
else. I was like, what the fuck?
usually give us a shot of him on the ramp holding up the title or something.
Yeah,
And
he won
that's
his-
it. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, he
But
won a
no,
world
no.
title for Christ's sake. He got like 10 seconds to celebrate.
Well, they knew what was going to happen the next night. Hulkamania, brother.
Yeah. This was a means to an end so that Hulk could get it.
on free
Not after
TV.
Pin Nash.
It's terrible.
Was
But
this
at
before the
least-
poke heard around the world or after?
Before.
I figured because
I
I
don't
didn't want
know.
to throw some
Yeah, I don't know.
match.
And this was a shoot show.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I think we can definitely call that one a shoot show. Freaking WCW. That really was. You watched for those glimpses of greatness and you just kind of slogged through the rest.
I was very mad that there was only one decent match on this pay-per-view.
It was interesting. To
We
say
didn't
the
even get a
least.
good like luchador match or anything. No like good cruiserweight match.
Hey man, Ray
No Raven.
Mysterio kind of jumped off a guy's shoulders.
Yeah, and he also missed 3 high fives according to you. Damn it!
I'll never look at Rey Mysterio the same. I used to look at him as one of the
You
best
know-
in the business.
You know what would have made this? What would have made this whole event better? Is Heidenreich.
Oh,
Yeah.
he would.
Yes. Yes. More
Definitely.
Pain or no pain.
So
Did you know he was a Paul Heyman guy for a very
Whoa.
short time? I read that on the Wikipedias. I don't remember it.
when you were doing your book report on Heidenreich.
You were updating the Heidenreich Wikipedia. You weren't doing anything. Don't lie. You're
Don't
one
you
of
ever reveal my secrets again on the show.
Heidenreich is a multiple-time world champion. Type.
early life.
I think Skylar or Ryan rather. I think it's time for you to give a rascal of the week.
Oh man, has
Yes.
it come time for the rest of the week already?
Ryan's rascal roundup.
Yes.
Well, guys, I really don't think. I think I'm lying to myself if I deem anyone else the rascal of the week, but Rey Mysterio Jr. for 3
Oh my
missed
God.
handshakes.
Yeah.
3 missed
Had to be done.
handshakes.
Had
At
to
this
be-
time,
Ray.
he was, let's see, 22 in 96. So
Yeah.
it'd be age 25-ish, 26. I don't do
I mean,
math.
Yeah.
Mask.
yeah.
He's got his mask off, so his vision should not be impaired at all. He should
So
be fine.
that means he's been wrestling for 30 years.
30 plus years. Yes. Possibly thrown into possibly lawn darted into a trailer.
So there's no excuse. Yeah, naming
Definitely.
for shoot show number 10, Rey Mysterio is the rascal of the week.
I like it.
There it is.
Sean, before we go.
Mm-hmm.
No, hold on.
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Ah,
CM
boo,
Punk. Yes.
boo.
No, God, we have to tell the people. Go to our Facebook page. Let us know what you
Oh,
think
yeah.
about us. Well, you call the shoot show hotline.
Right.
Tell us
Right.
mean
All
things.
that. Yeah.
Say all the mean things. Come at me directly. I have an annoying voice. I talk a lot. I talk about my brother getting stung on the dick by a jellyfish at inopportune times. We want to hear from you. 4132 I shoot. That's the number. Call it. Let us know. Like us on Facebook. Let us know what you think. What you would like us
Yep.
to do in the future. This coming up week. This next.
Less
When is
stories
the,
about brothers?
It's
More
Money in the
stories?
Bank coming up.
No, this coming week
Soon.
we've
No,
got
that's next Sunday.
we've got
No, no.
ECW Heatwave 99. It's gonna be the next
Oh,
show
is
that we
that the
do.
decided?
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna check on
And
ECW.
By a
see what they were up
landslide.
to.
Yeah, and then which is cool, like we were saying, because that's also in July. So we're gonna see what WWE, WCW, and ECW were doing in '99.
Should have saved this for next month, damn it.
Oh yeah,
'Cause it
well,
is July.
Yeah. Right. July. There you go.
so yeah,
Well,
that's,
you know, hindsight's the 2020.
that's next week, and then the week after that will be our Money in the Bank roundup. We can do some predictions at the end of next week's show.
Oh, for
But-
sure.
But then the end of the month will be our Katie Spectacular.
Our Katie Two Belt special extravaganza, a
Yes,
very
yes.
special episode of the Shoot Show.
Stay
We have to get
tuned.
up in the morning for this, Katie.
Sort of.
Jesus.
Well, it's noon for me. I better
Yes. Well, practice
yes.
our manners, be on our best behavior.
So a lot to look forward to, man. Hope
Yeah.
everybody joins us next time.
A lot
be up. We
happening.
can't do bad British accents, guys. I just want to say that right now.
Okay, yeah, we'll get it out of our system. Like she should just as good graces give us like a 10-second window. We all get one
Yeah.
just to get it
There
out
you
of our
go.
system,
Yeah.
and then she can critique them.
It's gonna be hard not to. Yeah, it's gonna be hard not to.
Yeah, we got to get it out of our system, or it'll just ruin the entire show.
We always chat in the thing before we start recording, so we'll just all come in with British accents, and then we'll be like, "All right, it's time to record."
Yeah. then we'll get serious like we always do.
Oh yeah, we always straighten up once we start recording.
It's like, quit the jellyfish stung you wear. Hold on.
Oh damn it! Yeah, he has no idea.
Your brother's gonna be so pissed.
Yeah, 5 more people know that story now.
Oh man. Well, let's try this stuff again next week. We're gonna check out the
Yeah.
ECW, the state of affairs in 1999. Everybody, join us
Good
for another
times.
shoot show.
Good time as always, boys. Good talking to you.
Have
See
a good
you
one.
guys.
Yep.
Later, Sean, and only
Bye.
Sean.
Bye. Bye, Skylar. Only Skylar.
CM
Oh,
Punk,
fuck that shit.
not the greatest. Michelle. But Michelle. Oh, I'm so surprised you're watching Workaholics. I didn't do it. It is. Oh, it's the Dane Cook episode.